Amazing, amazing. After our hacker try every day to come and spoil our session, we are back. So thank you so much, ladies and beautiful Rob, for being here. Antoinette, I'm so sorry. This is your first time, and you had to go through all this nonsense of other people that don't have their love for themselves, that cannot enjoy their own beauty, that will want to spoil other people's beauty. So I'm truly sorry about that. So I just want to say to Rob, thank you so much. I met you tonight for the first time. And when I would have had a beautiful person that sings beautifully to have a session today for us, but he got a cold, so his voice is gone. And by Wednesday, your Tuesday, you said yes, you will come and inspire us. So, my beautiful Rob, all over to you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here and to meet everyone. My name is Rob Wentz. My other name is Rob Z. So I was in radio broadcasting for 20 years. That's how I got the Rob Z name, and it stuck and I kept it, right? So my company is Lit Coaching, which is lead, impact, and transform, helping people and businesses change, evolve, transform, embrace leadership in their own life. And something that I love to live by is accountability, which is something that we were talking about today in this group, right? Accountability is everything. And, when I was thinking about how to share what I wanted to share with everyone today, I was really thinking about self-esteem and what it takes for us to build solid self-esteem, a solid foundation of self-esteem in our life. So some of my background, I grew up with very low self-esteem. I grew up with low self-confidence. I didn't feel like I had a voice. I didn't feel like I was able to express myself. And that led me to a lot of problems in my life, drug addiction for many years, and just doubting myself, questioning myself, always searching outside of myself for the answers, always looking externally instead of internally to solve the problems in my life. And what I started to realize was if I'm going to have good self-esteem, if I'm going to have a good relationship with myself, to lead myself to have good relationships with other people, I need to start listening to myself and what it is that I want from life and following through on the promises that I have for myself. So if I can pass along anything today, it's to follow the promises that we have for ourselves and keep those. So that builds our self-esteem, that builds our character. And I often think, like, if we have a friend in our life that is always breaking promises, that isn't following through with what they say, we don't keep that friend around. We do not stay close with those people. But when we're stuck with ourselves, we are stuck with the person that's speaking to us all the time inside of our head. If we break the promises that we make to ourselves, then we have to then live with us. We have to live with a person that we don't get along with. We have to live with a person that we've broken promises to. So to build our self-esteem, we have to keep those promises to ourselves. That accountability is everything for our life. And there's something I like to call the dip. So when I'm working with people or I'm working with a business or an entrepreneur, and we talk about the dip, we always talk about doubt, indecision, and procrastination. Those things are the killers. Those are the three things that pull us down into fear in our life and pull us away from love in our life. We have things that we know we're supposed to be doing with our life. We have a vision, a mission, a purpose for our life, whether we realize it or not, whether we spend the time to cultivate it or not, we're being pulled in a direction. So how do we get ourselves away from doubt? How do we get ourselves away from indecision and procrastination? There's a formula that I love to use when I'm working with people. I call it the C's of change. And I like to look at it as sea change, right? Sea change in life is when waters come through and change everything. New fresh waters come through, wipe out the old and bring the new. And for me, the things that were big seas of change in my life were building community, kind of like you ladies, right? Bringing an amazing community of people together who support each other, who love one another, who want to build each other up. That's such a powerful thing that so many people are missing right now in our world, is an amazing community and real connections with people. And then also the communication that comes along with that. the communication of being able to express yourself and let other people express themselves to you, and to really hear other people and for you to really be heard. Those are very powerful things that we need. Another one of those things is clarity. And with confidence in our life, right? We build our confidence, we build up our courage. In the face of fear, we start to get clarity on who it is that we are, who we're supposed to be, and what we're called to be. So when I talk about these seeds of change, when you commit to action in your life, when you commit to change in your life, then you really start to pull yourself up out of that place of fear. You start to pull yourself towards that breakthrough, to that abundance and love in your life, and holding yourself accountable and staying accountable to the things you promised you were going to do is going to create that accountability for you. That's going to make your self-esteem blossom. It's going to make that part of you flourish, and you're going to become a brand new version of yourself. Now, to go a little bit further, I believe in God, and I believe that God gave us the fruits of the Spirit for a very specific reason, so that if we are to be who God created us to be, and if we're supposed to be powerful beings on this earth who are able to impact and love on people, then we have to follow those fruits of the Spirit, right? So we have to be loving. We have to be faithful. We have to have good self-control. We have to be generous. We have to be kind to other people around us. And so when I think about, like, okay, what is it? I'm going to build my self-esteem, and I'm going to become a better person, and I want to create something amazing with my life. I've got to follow these tenets of the fruits of the Spirit, because those tenets are going to guide me in a positive direction that's going to serve other people, help other people. It's also going to serve myself and help me to be connected to better people in my life. And that's really what I wanted to share with you today, right? When I'm working with people, I really move them from the dip, this doubt, this indecision and procrastination, to move towards places of action. And those places of action are in a place of love that helps to pull them out of that dip, from that fear, into these seas of change that bring abundance and bring love into your life. Thank you for having me here to share that with you. I hope that was impactful for you and meant something for you, because it's really my life's work as I go throughout my life, is to be able to help people in this area to create something amazing with their life and to create breakthrough in their life.
Wow, that's amazing. Ladies, do you have any questions for Rob?
I like the graphic in Rob's background. I was just curious about that. I couldn't help but watch it while he was talking.
The little spinny ball.
Yes, it just captured. I just couldn't keep my eyes off of it. It's just, so I was focusing hearing you, but I had to focus on, that little ball thing moving around.
It's hypnotizing. Maybe that's the point of
Yes.
it.
Oh, okay. It worked.
So also Jaisri said, me too. She also looked at that.
Right.
Actually, when you look at the recording, I made Rob bigger. I didn't even see it, because when you go bigger, then the ladies is in the side, so I didn't see that. So I could not been hypnotized by you. But Rob, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to inspire us on such short notice. And I just want to say, if there's anything that any questions afterwards, I will be able to send to you. You will on the group messenger group, you can answer, and then also the recording. So you said you're going to be here till 2:00, well, your time 2:00. So I just want to say thank you so much for inspiring us. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I will come back to you, Rob. I will do your Forever Song process with you as a gift from me as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Duchess DJ Love, my beautiful lady of love, you are welcome to do your session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. My platform is Gallivanting Like a Royal. And what that means is that we're all entitled to live a royal life. Some people don't know that. And I use traveling as my vehicle to express love while I explore the world, because I'm frequently flying the friendly skies, keeping these airplane businesses in business. Okay. They should really love me. But I'm the founder, the CEO, the show host, producer of the digital TV show Gallivanting Like a Royal. I'm a travel blogger, podcaster, author of Traveltude and Traveltude Journal, and I'm a motivational speaker. And I want to encourage people with my platform, and that's what I'm all about. And we want to talk about being an authentic person. That's someone who is kind, generous, and considerate of other people, not like our previous interruption. So that kind of ties into my theme, is that you have to put yourself in the position of how can I leave a better impression on someone by them knowing me. So like today, coming on your show, Sonny, I want people to feel like I brightened their day, sharing a little love. I got my love gnome here in the background. This is me. I want to make people feel love, because our world needs lots more love. 8 million people need to know they're loved, and I'm sending out the love to them. And I want them to have self-awareness, to know who they are. Like Rob said, I was blessed, Rob. I had a family who taught me from get-go that I'm loved, I'm important, I can do whatever I want to do. I'm short, but if I wanted to be a basketball player, I could be a basketball player. Not to cut my dreams off because of my circumstances or, my surroundings. My parents taught me to go for my dreams, reach for the stars. And I believe that's what's made me so confident in life. And you need to have integrity to keep going and be successful, which I try to be. If I say I'm going to do something, I do my best to do it. And I have passion. My passion is loving on other people, along with my traveling. Traveling comes first. I'm sorry. God made this beautiful world, and I want to see every bit of it that I can. But along the way, whoever I pass in the airport or, going through the TSA pre-check, I'm like, I try to make them feel loved. And I ask them, how are you doing today? It's not all about just getting me through. So we need to think of things like that and be authentic, care about someone, be generous, and be your true self. If you're a grumpy person, embrace that grumpiness. If you're a happy person, don't let someone bring you down. And if you're sad, be around people that can make you feel a little bit better and lift you up. And that's kind of what I wanted to say today. I just want everybody to feel the love. And, we're going to be vulnerable. And I've been sick all weekend long. I had a show last night. So, sometimes we just have to suck it up and do what we have to do, And so I was telling everybody, hey, look, I'm not feeling my best. I'm not looking my best. And I'm probably not going to do a good job because I'm feeling miserable. But, own up to it. Let people know, they will give you grace. Give yourself grace. Love yourself, self-care, self-love. And that just makes the world a better place. And like I say, since I fly so much, I know this down pat. When you get on the plane, they tell you, if for some reason turbulence and your oxygen mask comes down, put yours on first before you help someone else. So again, self-love, take care of you before you can take care of someone else.
Amazing. I think my beautiful Duchess DJ Love, that's the reason why the first time I met you, I was attracted to you, because for me, self-love and mindfulness is very important. So Rob, I have changed my life. Look here, Rob.
Wow.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes.
165 pounds, and self-love and mindfulness saved me. The Diamond Beauties is also self-love and mindfulness, the inspiration on this. So that's why I connected with you so much, Duchess DJ Love. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, I love to travel as well. Thank you for being here. And you are coming to do your 20 minutes later in a few weeks. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Thank you. So, Antoinette, if you still can hold on a little bit, I feel like I've asked God to guide me through this. And yes, I feel like we're going to go to Cheryl. So that Rob can also hear a little bit of Cheryl's wisdom before he goes, because he knows how beautiful your voice is and how heart-centered you actually are with the little bit of talk you did. So I would just love Rob to hear my beautiful fairy godmother. I know Cheryl since 2008. We went on this retreat together. and she took me under her wing because at that stage I had a problem with I was in a moon boot with my ankle that was broken, and she was so dear to me, and forever. We didn't see each other since then, actually, but we heard and talked a lot. She's very dear to my heart. So, Cheryl, I'm so excited for people to experience your beautifulness. I love you. You can you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I am a normal woman, believe it or not. I am a fairy godmother. I've been called many AKAs. When we came onto this particular subject of being authentic, it's a very, very important part of what I believe everybody should be. And it's something that I know I was not always. I hid myself dramatically for many long years in an armor of doing for others consistently and persistently, and always being out there and wanting to uplift others because I felt insufficient. And I didn't feel that I was okay. I was born feet first at midnight 70 years ago. And I've walked on fire twice. I've had the whole gambit of a very fascinating life. I've had molestation to deal with. I've had rape to deal with of myself. And many of these things come your way and you think, why is this part of my life? And you realize it's part of your life because you have to know that this is going to make you actually who you are at the end of the day. Yes, I am authentic. That's 100%. And when I asked somebody today, how does that manifest for you? And he basically said to me, you are a person that does not allow anybody else to dictate to you who you're going to be. You are who you are, and you are going to walk that particular rope way across a river, whether you're going to fall in and be eaten by crocodiles or not, but you're going to walk it. And that is so much the truth. My values are relationship, definitely knowledge, and I'm an educationist in the sense of seeking education and wanting to be there for others. But it's taken me these long, long years to finally come to the point where I really realized that you actually always cover up what you don't want to be a part of, what you feel is lacking in your life. So very often out there, you have many healers and you have many coaches, Rob, you, as you well know yourself, who are seeking actually to heal themselves. They're not actually in a space of being at a point where they feel they can be authentic or they can be vulnerable, or they want to actually be able to make themselves real, because then they feel that their particular client base or whoever's out there is not going to believe that they can be the teacher. But I've learned over many long years that unless you can go into that space of being authentic, of being vulnerable, of speaking and saying who you are and what you've experienced, it doesn't have to be in minute detail. But until you can fess up and own up to your journey not being so miraculously, wonderfully amazing, then how can you even imagine being able to have the empathy to speak to others about their lives and where they are and what they're going through? Your story is not a bestseller. Your story is a series. And those series come by as each chapter starts to happen. And with each chapter, you should actually come to the point where you are more and more naked and less adorned with all the facets of being perfect or being this or being that or being the other. I went to a number of workshops, many of them actually. And I did the whole gambit of the in business, going to the various people who were doing, you're going to make $1 million, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And I realized they use NLP, they use mind games, they use ego, less ego of you to find you, to get you to go and actually sell you programs and sell you this and do that and the other. So the authenticity that I've developed over these long years has been hard found. And it's not one that has come easily, but I'm a genuine person, that I can really say at this stage of my life. I've kissed a lot of frogs. And It's been nothing short of a miracle. I met Sanet, as she said, those many years ago. And also, like her at that stage, I was a fairy godmother. I was dispensing well-being to all, and I was looking after everybody and enabling a lot of people financially, emotionally, and in many other ways. I wasn't looking after myself sufficiently because inside this little person was feeling very, very vulnerable. And it's, in 2016, I actually accepted, somebody said to me, you know, I carried a lot of weight, like you did too, Sanet, or for long years, 35 years, my baby weight, and my baby's 35. And I lost 35 kilograms in 2016, which was fantastic. Absolutely wonderful to suddenly find that the little me inside is actually enough, just the way I am. And these days now, I've been able to speak about traumas in my life. I took counseling at the age of 67 for the first time in my life. I always said, no, 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 nobody can ever counsel me because what would they know? Because basically they haven't walked my talk, they don't know. And I always had this feeling, and I could see a fake like that because you have the sense, you know, somebody's not coming across honestly about who they are and what they are and what they're about. So my message also is, if you're going to be out there, if you're going to be a counselor, if you're going to be a coach, if you're going to be like yourself, Sanet, walk your talk authentically. Be honest. Be who you are. If there's a blips in the procedure, let it happen. It's part of life. And it's not going to make anything diminish in terms of your presentation, your slickness, what you're doing, or how you're actually presenting. Because this brings reality to the person you are, how you handle it. If you can keep your head when all around are losing, there's a very, very beautiful poem, well-known one that has been around for many, many long years, and it's so true. That is actually the truth of it. I've got a genuine wish to be the best I can be, and that's not the best, but the best I can be, given any particular circumstance. 2020, I had a heart attack. It was touch and go, and I'm still here. How absolutely amazing. Because my heart was too big to go. It hadn't done the work that it had thought to do and be. Because at the end of last year, I met my prince, which was absolutely amazing. And I went to a fabulous, it was actually solstice. And I've got a beautiful, you can see it here, my dragonfly that I had done 2019, because I wanted to have an emblem of transition. And that was the emblem that I actually had at that event when I met Sanet. I had my dragonfly, which was my alter ego. And so this transition of being authentic, of being who you are, of being there. They're terrible dragonflies. They eat their peers. They actually eat the ones that are weaker than them. So they're not all light and fluffy and kind all the time. They're little cannibals. But they're beautiful. And they're very, very gossamer light. And yet they're so tensile strong. So this whole dragonfly transition thing came to me. And I've lived with it and worked with it now for the last 12 years. And finally, my dragonfly has surfaced and become a complete transition. So in last year in December, I met this gorgeous prince of my dreams, a beautiful, beautiful man, and he has stolen my heart. So I'm very delighted with that. And I'm living in East London now in a beautiful, beautiful fairy tale home. And here I am, 70 years young, starting up a whole new relationship. I have been widowed, and I have been, my baby left the nest and flew away as they're supposed to do. But instead of saying, you know, life's over, I can't do any more now. I'm done. I'm finished. My career's over. I'm not doing real estate anymore. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? I'm now in the most beautiful, beautiful, passionate, I might add, very, dragonflies are very active. And it's a wonderful life to be able to say, this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing. I've got my own hair, I've got my own teeth, I've got my own boobs, thank goodness. And it makes life wonderful to be so real, so real, to be able to, I'm not posturing, I'm not trying to sell anything, I'm not trying to do anything or make anything different for anybody else except everywhere I go and everything I do, it's always been about uplifting somebody else along the way. In a moon boot, or in a career, or in a moment of need, or in a moment of tough love, because I am known as brutal with grace. And that's also important occasionally, because that's authenticity as well, not always giving the sweets and the sweet talk, just being able to occasionally say, you know what, tough love, what you're doing is actually not okay. You asked me, okay, so now I'm going to tell you. And these are all part and parcel of our world. And I love life. Every single day that I'm here, I'm so in gratitude for these past 3 years of life that I've been given to continue. And I love my cardiologist. He is so gorgeous. And every time I see him once a year, I walk in and I say, oh, doctor, I'm in trouble. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's an old song, but you say, my heart goes bumpity, 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 bump. And it's just delightful, because those are the things that bring you to joy. And joy is authenticity. Sadness is authenticity. The whole gamut of feeling what you're feeling and being able to say what you're feeling when you're feeling it. So when you're pissed off, say you're pissed off. Or when you're angry, or when you're upset, or when you just don't feel like doing what you don't feel like doing. Be able to get real with it and say, yes, I can do this thing. I love modalities. I've been going to a hypnotist as well, Antoinette, and I've done a number of sessions with this lady recently, counseling at this stage of my life. I am now pursuing, understanding new paradigms. Why is life as it is? What are the social norms? Why should they be that way? Why can't they be different? Are we destined to do life in that way forever, or can we be something else? I'm going off to Africa Burn in April, which should be very challenging and very interesting. So live life, everybody, and that's what I've got to say. And I am just authentic me.
Wow, amazing, amazing, everyone. Any questions for Cheryl? She is inspiring. And I saw a few photographs of her and her beautiful man, and they are in love. It's like amazing. 70, I'm so sorry, 70 years old, but you don't look that old. I don't mean it, but you look younger than that. But you are so in love, and your hands and
Thank you.
holding hands is like, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, Rob, it's almost time for you to go. Is there any question that you have for Cheryl?
Yeah, Cheryl, first of all, I really love your spirit. I can tell there's like kind of just a light about you. It's awesome. So I'm really glad I got a chance to hear you talk. And I wanted to just share something you said there at the beginning that I thought was really important and good. I'm in communities with lots of coaches, and there's lots of, techniques. You know what I mean? Lots of people trying to sell you different things and trying to convince you to be a part of the program and blah, blah, blah. And it's nice to hear somebody who just wants to help people and being authentically them and not trying to convince anybody of anything or trick anybody into anything or just trying to get in your pockets to take your money, right? It's like you actually really want to help, and you do that from a place of authenticity, which is, I guess, is why that's the theme for today. I really enjoyed that. I value that a lot. I think this is my experience in coaching, right, has been that it's the old 80-20 rule. 80% of people are kind of full of it, but they're really trying to make you think they're not. And then 20% of people they're full of the truth, and they don't have to convince you of anything. And that seems to be you. So I'm just glad I had a chance to talk to you. I just wanted to share that.
Oh, thank you so much, Rob. And Cheryl, exactly the same when you were
Thank
talking.
you. Thank you. And I agree, there are very, very many wonderful people out there who are very dedicated to what they're doing. I had the pleasure of it. And it's been an interesting journey with that as well, because there have been, I had one coach for 2 years, David Wilkinson, an amazing man. He's now back over in America. His father is Bruce Wilkinson, who wrote the Prayer of Jabez, and a fascinating, interesting person that I thoroughly enjoyed. People along the quite wonderful to have participation and to learn from those folks. So it's really nice to know that everybody's doing what they're doing in their way. Thanks,
Cheryl,
Bill.
what is your last name? Find you on Facebook.
My name is Cheryl Reum, R-E-U-M.
Yeah, she is
R-E-U-M is my surname.
Cool.
on the
And Antoinette too. I'm gonna reach out to you also because I really enjoyed what you had to share, even though it
love
got
that.
cut off.
Thank
Rob,
you.
you can actually go onto
Awesome.
the group and you will be able to link on their profiles on
Oh,
the
right.
group, the Power Hour show.
Right.
You can link. Okay. See
Okay,
you,
I'll do
Rob.
that. All right, bye. Thank you.
Go well. Bye-bye.
Wow. Thank you so much, Cheryl. And that's also the reason why I wish that first part some of my family members can hear, because I keep on continue telling me, you're doing so much for the Diamond Beauties, you're doing so much to empower people, but you don't get money. But I said that's not the reason why I'm doing it. It's my purpose. And I love every minute. Even with today's session, my first time we had this thing, yes, I didn't know exactly how to get these people off because the swearing was terrible. I didn't want my grandchildren, to hear the swearing as well, because I know as adults we can handle it, but not the children. So yes, I just prayed to God, please help me to get this person off, or persons, because it's definitely hackers. So Cheryl, I wish my family could hear that first part, because yes, there is people that is doing this because of the love to be alive. I also, Antoinette, I will going to you with you now. I also had a near-death experience on the 20th of September 2019.
Me too.
And then I said after that, I will do anything, I will do everything. And that's part of my everything, because I got a second chance to live. So thank you, my beautiful Cheryl. Everyone, are you ready?
Pleasure, mother.
Thank you. Are you ready for Antoinette? Antoinette, are you ready? And when we talked, you said maybe you must go last. And I said, no, I want you to do first. And look, everything.
You know what? I think because this is my first time, you also feel like so nervous and you're so scared you're going to break. And all this happened. I mean, it's the worst thing that could have happened, I think, in your mind. And it happened, and I'm still standing, yeah. And I'm still okay.
Wow, that's
So,
amazing.
you know, it's all good. What I am contemplating is, do you guys want me to just do it from the start again? Or would you like me to just ask that very last question? Did you get your answers from the first two questions? You guys are very clever human beings. I'm sure you got your answers.
I think we can maybe just do the answer thing, and then I can also participate, because I had to keep
You
my
wanna-
eyes open,
Yeah.
because I had to check when is the person coming in again.
No, it's not a problem. I can redo it. Yes, let's do that. Okay. So let me just start a little bit differently. Okay, I'm just going to kind of twist something around. So before we do our closed eye exercise, Sanet phoned me and she said, authenticity, please, let's talk about it. 5 minutes, share something with the group. And immediately I rushed to my phone and I Googled, and I was like, definition, what are we looking at here? Let me just make sure I understand what this means. And the first thing I read was that to be authentic means to be real, to be genuine, and to be true. Not a copy, and not a fake. And that not a copy, when I read that word, I immediately thought of a clone. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not a clone. And I am real. I'm a human being. And I am here. I'm not fake. I'm not a phony. I'm not a copy. And all this just went on in my head. And I just immediately knew, but I am authentic. I'm not, I'm living my authentic life. And what came with that was, because then I asked questions like, but what about people with limiting beliefs? And what about people with, traumas and things like that, their lives, what about your youth, the way you reacted to life? What about all those things? Did that play a role in authenticity? And to me, the answer was, you've been authentically responding to life ever since you've been born. So even though life's been happening, you've made this choice, somebody else would have made a different choice. But in that moment, you made the choice that was the best choice for you. And yes, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, wish I did something else. But that's not the point. You responded to your life exactly the way you needed to respond, as authentically in that moment as you could. And the other thing that came to me then was, well, so I'm living my life authentically. So there are a lot of people that say, oh, I'm just living this, I want to be as authentic as possible. And it's like it's this goal they want to reach, or this, thing that they can find, where when you know that you're authentic, then authenticity is the result of that knowledge. And that was my aha moment. And that's why I wanted to just ask you guys, what are your aha moments? When I ask you, are you real? Are you a clone? Are you a copy? Are you genuine? Are you true? And whatever your subconscious mind then tells you, you would have heard, you are true, you are real. Yeah, you're not a copy. There's only one you. And then the very last question I actually just wanted to ask you guys. So sorry, Sanet, I've actually changed this whole thing. The last question I wanted to ask you guys was to ask your subconscious mind, what is the one thing, or what is one thing that you have allowed to stop yourself from being real and true? And if you can think of one thing that has stood in your way, you could possibly work on that and move on with your life. And that is actually all I wanted to say. So, thank you.
Wow, amazing. I can tell you it was amazing. Everything happens as it should. So I'm going to start with Duchess DJ Love. How was the session for you? And how was Antoinette's first session for you as well? Give us some encouragement.
I actually loved it. I thought the interruption was perfect. And the reason I say that is I didn't decide to do this journey that I'm on with my gallivanting like a roll. It was a divine instruction. But ever since I started doing my show in January, every single week, something different happens. So whenever I'm on camera with somebody else's show, I think I got everything lined up. I've done my part. The sound's going to be good. It's going to be clear. You can see me. I'm going to speak clearly because I have the Southern accent. Nothing never goes the way it's supposed to. But I give myself grace. I'm like, okay, you can believe in God, a higher being, universe, whatever, spirit, but something is guiding and directing things. And so I'm like, okay, you must have wanted this to happen because I prepared I did my part. And so life happens. And I enjoyed Rob's story and enjoyed Cheryl's. Oh, I love her little magic, as I like to call it. I want to come to London and visit, you know. And I enjoyed the I'm working today. So, you know, the breathing exercise was a nice little way to calm down, bring myself back into the present moment. Even if there's chaos going on around it, I'm still in that moment and we're making the best of it. You know, so I think it's been a great show. I'm like, if it'd been smooth, would it been exciting? No, it would just been a normal show. I'm on here. I'm royal. No, we don't do normal.
Wow, thank you so much. And for you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I found it very interesting. Thank you, as I do. And I really, Sanet, you know, I've spoke about you today, and I just adore you because you know, I know you, and I know who you are, and I know your heart. And I know, although you are less of a body now, I know that that other person was just all heart. The excess was all heart. So, you know, I love you just because of who you are. And what you put together here is just incredible, because what you are doing is you are not actually looking for any kind of accolade for yourself. You are actually showcasing others. And you're giving others the opportunity to come out and show who they are and get out of their cocoons and show their own amazing beauty and abilities and what they can do. And I can see that's what you're doing. And I respect it. And that is just so much the real deal, because as I say, there's so much out there that isn't the real deal. You are. And that's just beautiful. And the other people I'm meeting here, Antoinette and Duchess Di and various other people as they're coming in, they're good people. You're gathering around you a platoon of heart soldiers. And it's been wonderful to be participant here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And Antoinette did a good job with the first and the end. It was amazing. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Fatima, I do see you did give a message, but you are welcome to unmute yourself if you want to and tell us how the session was. And also Antoinette, let me see. Fatima say, wow, all speakers were amazing. But you can talk, Fatima. You're welcome to tell us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. I really enjoyed the talk. It was amazing. And I could feel how real. Hello?
Hello, yes, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the talk. I could feel how genuine everyone was, how sincere it was. And yeah, it's really great to meet people like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, my beautiful Fatima. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
you being
you. Thank you to everyone for their time as well.
Thank you. And you, my beautiful Cherie?
Thank you for having me. I won't lie, I'm going to say that I am actually very happy that chaos happened in the beginning, and because I was late. So I came into it and I'm like, I do not know what is going on right now. This is very unusual. But then it actually allowed me to see everything. So I'm very happy for that. All the speakers were absolutely amazing. I really was inspired by everything. And Antoinette, I heard the beginning parts of where everything was going wrong. And I found that because you got to start again, you went at such a different angle and such a more authentic angle that it actually was a much better end result. So definitely actually benefited a lot more at the end of that one. So well done.
Wow, wow. Thank you, Cherie. I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps. Antoinette, for me, I just want to say, before I give you a chance and then we will say goodbye, for me, you were amazing. And I knew you're going to be amazing. And you've trusted me to say, yes, Annette, I will do it. So thank you for trusting me. How do you feel, my beautiful Antoinette?
Yes, no, definitely stronger by after today. And yeah, just happy that I've met Duchess and Cheryl and Rob, and just to have been part of a group. I've never done anything like this. I know now I'm putting the spotlights on me and not thanking you guys and telling you how amazing you've been, because you all were really amazing. But yeah, for me, I said, like, because I was freaking out, I basically just said, you know, you're learning. So just come in and learn what you need to learn. Well, I've learned so much today. So thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was very cool. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you for having me, Sanet, and thank you everybody else for your encouragement as well, and your beautiful words, and for taking the time to give of yourselves. Yeah, you guys are just as beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Then I want to say, enjoy your afternoon, Duchess DJ Love. And ladies in South Africa, have a beautiful evening. Next week, I will also be 8 o'clock South African time, because on Thursday I will be flying. But I want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful week, the rest of the week. And Antoinette, if you have a few minutes just to stay, I want to say goodbye, everyone. Mwah! Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, and thank you.
Pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the travel. Safe travels. I will.
Bye.